Good
Well,
morning, guys.
Good morning,
welcome
Tracy.
back. Welcome back, you Floridian.
Always good. Always glad
Yeah.
to be back.
All right. So, Tracy, we had this continuation of this bear market in energy. So, why don't we start there? And is it really just a lack of demand? Because the supply fundamentals, from what I've been reading, aren't terrible.
Yeah, no, I mean, it's not really demand. I mean,
What drove it down
this
here?
has to do with, first of all, rate hikes, right? Because it's
Okay,
getting
all
very
right.
expensive to carry these commodities in general, right? If you're
Yeah.
either talking, oil, wheat, aluminum, for example, it's getting very expensive.
You mean to store the inventory?
To store and to like a typical 30-day ship.
Oh,
With
okay.
interest rates higher, it's getting very expensive. So we have that, and fears of more rate hikes. And in addition, we have a lot more Russian crudes on the market than everybody thought initially, and China demand is still kind of soft at this point. We're not really seeing them come back to the market as quickly as we thought, even though we are seeing mobility data and things of that nature.
Well, you know what? Xi ought to leave Moscow and go back to China and get his economy going,
right?
Instead of spending time with Vladimir, in my opinion. So, okay. So,
but I mean, I think right now, as far as crude is concerned, I think we're getting a little bit oversold at these levels.
Yeah.
So, we could see a little bit of a rebound rally, especially if, say, the Fed does pause. I mean, we had Goldman come out this morning saying they thought they were going to pause, and then you had Morgan Stanley come out this morning and say they thought 25 basis points. So, if they do pause, that would be, commodities would love it. I'm not sure the market would like it. More like, buy the rumor, sell the fact.
They'd whack the dollar and they'd buy commodities.
So,
pause.
Yeah, I mean, I think we're already seeing softness in the dollar right now. I think we could pull back a little bit more on the dollar because the Fed has, because of this whole Credit Suisse, UBS debacle. I think we could see a further pullback in the dollar because the Fed opened swap lines. And that's generally bearish for the dollar because it's, what it's doing is it's allowing other countries to get dollars and not draw down their own reserves. So generally when they do open swap lines were, okay, let me repeat, let me fix that a little bit. Swap lines were open weekly, but now they're going to be open daily. And so I think
a lot of swapping going on, man.
So I think we could see further pullback in the dollar. I mean,
where are you saying this was just
I have 102.
Well, let me ask you, do you think this was a bear market rally and we're going to take out the low, or we're going to put in a higher low in here?
I'm not sure yet. I'm looking at 102 as well. I see you have a line there. So I'm looking at that level too. If we do break that, then I have 101 and then 100. So, I think it's definitely possible. It depends. I think it depends on how big the swaps are. And I just saw that question. I don't know how. It really depends on the central bank and what they need. You can check that on Fred charts if you want. What swaps went out. They don't give you an itemized, but they will tell you how much per day is going out.
So you've lived through 08 and so forth. How do you compare this to 08? And do you think that, in your view, that the billionaires should have been bailed out?
Well, in 08, no, they should have let the banks fail. But that's neither here nor there. And, once again, they're not going to let them fail, right? You saw SVP is in boy. They got, they formed a bridge company and it's under the FDIC now. Midwest banks just asked the FDIC if they could lift the limits for 2 years and to cover all deposits. So, I think that, again, I think, they're going to bail them out. I mean, they're not calling this Credit Suisse a bailout, but essentially it's a bailout.
Okay. All right. So you think the central banks are going to be able to put their holes in the dike and keep all the balls in the air for a few more years?
Perhaps. I mean, it's getting, they're obviously, we all knew the Fed was going to raise rates until something broke, and obviously something broke, right?
Yeah, you know what broke? Someone that doesn't know how to manage a bond portfolio.
Well, yeah, that was
and stayed long bonds for a year. I mean, who bails out our accounts when we're the wrong way in bonds
Well, exactly.
for a year? What do you think?
No, that was a ridiculous situation.
What a ridiculous thing to happen to bring on a systemic event like this, kind of jet fueled or charged by social media, where there could be, just rumors now and people.
And the thing is that bank really didn't have small accounts. Those were huge accounts in there, and they were all VC guys, right?
Yeah, yeah. So the billionaires got bailed out.
Right.
Okay. So let's try and become thousandaires this week. What opportunity? What kind of opportunities you see going into the Fed? Do you think they're going to pause, Trace?
You know what? Powell seems very adamant on keeping rate hikes. So, this time I'm kind of up in the air. I think 25, if not a pause, but that depends on, I'm guessing, what the banking situation looks like in the US.
Okay. All right. And what do you think?
But I think we can see a pullback in the dollar. I like gold. I think we could see a pause here. We're a little bit overbought in gold. We hit that 2000 level, like a huge psychological level. We are pulling back. So we may go down and retest that old high.
You still on Goldfields?
To the left, yes, I still have Goldfields, yes.
So how many people interview you and know what your positions are?
So not only you.
All right. So I look at the chart and go,
I have Goldfields from 2 years ago in like the 6s.
Wow, that's patience,
Yeah.
You just want, you are really patient. Does look pretty good.
But I like the miners. But yeah, overall, I'm very bullish. Gold, I think we could retest that old near high and then probably take off again. I mean, the chart is very bullish altogether. It's just a little bit overbought.
Yeah. Some of the, you look at things like GDX, and with gold blowing off to new highs, I'm really not impressed with what the miners have done so far.
Yeah.
And, I was taught
I like individual miners better than the ETFs, but there is that gap up there on
look at this. This is a gold, and or even like Newmont, which has been leading the way. Look how far away it is still from these highs, while gold has blown completely through it. Anyway, I mean, I guess it's okay to be with the weak sister and hope that the strength carries it. That can happen. I've seen that before.
I also really like platinum.
Okay, it's having a good day today, finally.
And for different reasons. I think that as far as platinum is concerned, it's more fundamentals than it actually being just a
precious metal.
Just a precious metal, if that makes sense.
All right, the use for it.
So for platinum, we're going to be in a deficit this year in 2023. So we're going to be basically, it's a 1.3 million ton deficit this year.
Yeah.
Because we have automobile demand up, hybrid demand up, mining supplies expected to continue to be restricted because of electricity shortages in South Africa, and then obviously sanctions related on operational challenges in Russia. So I think that and then even longer term, there's something called PEM technology, which plays a significant role in energy transition. It's hydrogen related. And so I think that, although demand for that particular product is relatively small in 2023, it should substantially grow. So I do like the platinum over the long term, and I definitely like it for trade.
Do you trade do you trade platinum futures, or do you trade a minor in
I
platinum?
like the
How do you do?
futures, and
Okay.
I do like IMPUY.
Impy?
Impala.
Okay.
Impala is it's a
IMPY.
minor, but I
South
actually
African?
yeah, but I
Okay.
do like but I do like trading the futures
All right.
because the market's kind of thinner, and so if you're reading the order book, it's
Okay.
easier
You
to
scalp
see.
it too. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Boy, you are really covert. Anyway, anything you want to wrap it with, or something else you want to cover? We cover ground faster than any guest that I interview. View on copper, the industrial metals.
So, okay, I love copper. If you change to a weekly chart,
Sure.
if you look at copper, it's forming a bull flag. And surprisingly, I mean, copper hasn't, see that bull flag right up there?
Right there. I do.
So I think that, this chart's, of all the commodities, this one's really hanging in pretty strong. And so I do think that, I think copper's set to finally take off. So I do like copper.
Okay. Tracy, the inflationista, came in here with some great ideas. Go ahead.
So yeah, I mean, so those are kind of the things that I'm looking at. I think this year is really going to be, it's going to be there's a couple ETFs. I just saw that question. There's a couple of ETFs. Trading the futures market is a little bit squirrely because it's very volatile. So I prefer either a minor, right? Or again with the minors, right? So I prefer either a minor or there's a couple of ETFs also. I think there's like 4 ETFs. 2 of them are pretty illiquid and 2 of them are okay.
And for what? Platinum?
Yes.
Okay.
And there's copper.
Okay. All right. Yeah, copper. I know that some of the shares.
So, but that chart looks on a weekly basis. This chart looks very bullish, and I'm just surprised how much it's hung in there.
Yeah, I was looking at some copper issue like Copex, and it didn't look so good. The metal looks better than the minor.
Yeah, again, I don't really like the ETFs as far as miners are concerned for anything across the board.
Okay, so this is the ETF.
I think individual miners are much better.
Like Freeport.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Here's
you know
Freeport.
What I mean?
Let's see if it looks different. It looks the same. So we've had these situations, for example, where the physical market looks better than the shares, and now it looks like the
but there's some copper ETFs too that are just not miners, just copper, that are actually coppers that I think there's an ETN that actually is based on the futures market.
Okay. So where do people follow you now, Tracy? Same place? I mean, at Shy Girl on Twitter, but where else is there?
So
something
Shy Girl
I could
on
share?
So
let's see if I go.
So yes, my company.
Hill Tower.
The website's not up yet.
Oh, okay.
We're still working on the website, but that should be up and running.
Look, it's coming. It's coming very soon.
Coming soon. Yes.
All right.
So that will. That's at least I'm almost there, right?
Okay.
So that will be up, and then also I write a weekly Sunday blog for Place Your Trades. And that's free. You can go sign up. That's, Anthony Crudelli's thing.
Oh, okay. Sure. I know.
So if you want to, and then I also write for, Markets Insider Pro, which is a subscription-based thing.
Okay.
And
Well,
that's with Stephen Van Meter and Jeff Schneider.
oh, okay. Stephen Van Meter, been talking about a bull market in bonds for about a decade.
Right.
Okay.
I write about different stuff though. I write only
Uh,
energy and
These
material.
yeah, all right. Anyway, I just maybe there'll be a rally in the bond market if everything collapses. But with the inflationista scenario narrative that you have, Trace,
Yeah,
that's
I mean,
I can't see a bull market in bonds with that happening. Can you?
I mean, I don't know if it's, I mean, I think we're going to be stagflation. I think that commodities are going to perform very well, no matter what the Fed does, because we're going to have deficits in all these renewable metals and they're, supply deficits, and you can't, the Fed can fix demand side or try to fix demand side, but you can't fix supply side. So
Yeah. And talking about the demand side, a lot of people, and we'll wrap it with this. Let's talk risk. Okay. I mean, VIX is in a new regime as far as I'm concerned.
yeah, I mean, I
don't
think
think that's it either at 31. But I wanted to ask you about S&Ps because
yeah,
now
so
everyone's
S&P, but first of all, it's kind of amazing that this whole bank collapse thing has happened and we're still trading at 3,900, right?
Yeah,
So
good
that's
point.
pretty impressive.
Okay.
I mean, I would have expected us to collapse by now, right? At least down
Yeah.
to 3,600 or something. So given that, I mean, it's pretty strong for everything that's happened so far. That said, I don't think this is necessarily done to the downside.
Under 3,800, it'll be at 36 in a heartbeat.
Yeah. So
what I want to ask is everyone's saying the same thing now, Tracy. The S&Ps are a range trade now, which implies that we're never going to come out of the range, which tells me we should look for this market to come out of the range.
Oh,
because
absolutely.
everyone has accepted it to be a range.
I mean, it's just like oil traded in a range for 3 months and then finally broke out to the downside, right?
Yeah.
So, I mean, this has been kind of range bound for
it's recency
3 months
bias.
now.
That's like people are saying 2 months ago, the VIX is dead. It's broken. It doesn't work. Right. So anyway, maybe it doesn't. So, great catching up with you.
Absolutely. It's always a pleasure.
Yeah. And you sound like you have some passion, and I want to wish you a great spring. What a nice day to get together with you, Tracy. First day of spring.
I know.
And, your gentle spirit and spring and your knowledge always clarifies things for us going into a new season. I hope this is one of your best trading seasons in a long time.
Thank you. And to you guys and to all the listeners.
All right.
Have a
Tracy
great day,
Shuchart,
everyone.
whose website is under construction. They're having
But
a
it's
hard
coming
time
soon. And
coming soon. They're having a hard time getting lumber, even though lumber's come off quite a bit. Constructing the site, but look for that and follow her in the meantime at Shy Girl.
yes.
Thank you, Tracy.
Thank you, everybody.
Have a great way to start the week. Adios, Trace. So that's a wrap, everyone. Some good ideas from Trace. Welcome, Scott. And we'll see everyone tomorrow for Turnaround Tuesday. Don't just count your pips, count your blessings. Remember how fortunate we are to be able to assume risk, to be in this game when many people don't know if they should buy medicine or food today. Keep that in mind. Adios.
Hey traders, this is Blake Morrow with ForexAnalytix. Thanks for stopping by our YouTube channel. Don't forget to like these videos, share them, and subscribe to our channel so you don't miss any of the content that we provide here for free. Thanks for stopping by. I'll see you in the next video.